Have you ever wondered why some people move ahead quietly while others keep fighting for attention and still stay stuck? Why the ones nobody notices suddenly rise while the loudest voices fade away? Most people are afraid of being underestimated. They hate being ignored. They feel invisible, overlooked, dismissed. It feels like disrespect, like the world is saying you don't matter. But what if the very thing you hate is actually your biggest advantage? What if being underestimated is the secret doorway to power, freedom, and unstoppable growth? And if you stay with this journey until the end, you will understand how to turn doubt into fuel so powerful that no opinion, no rejection, and no failure will ever slow you down again. From childhood, we are trained to seek approval. Good grades, praise, recognition, likes, applause. We are taught that being seen means being valuable. So, when people ignore us or expect little from us, it feels painful. It feels like we are losing. But attention brings pressure. Expectations become chains. When everyone watches you, every mistake feels heavy. Every failure feels public. Fear grows. You start playing safe. You stop taking risks. You stop growing. Now think about the opposite. When nobody expects anything from you, you move freely. You can fail quietly, learn quietly, improve quietly. No pressure, no spotlight, just progress. And progress loves silence. People who are underestimated walk in a powerful space. Nobody studies their moves. Nobody feels threatened by them. Nobody competes with them seriously. While others fight for attention, they build skills. While others chase approval, they build discipline. And discipline, not attention, creates real success. Think about how dangerous it is to be ignored while you are secretly improving every day. People relax around you. They assume you are harmless, average, predictable. Meanwhile, you are sharpening your mind, strengthening your habits, and building a future nobody sees coming. The truth is, most people judge quickly. They look at your current job, your appearance, your past mistakes, your quiet personality, and they decide who you are. But they are not seeing your potential. They are seeing their own limited imagination. People feel comfortable when they think they understand you. When they believe they know your limits, it makes them feel safe. So they place you in a small box and move on. And here is the gift hidden inside that moment. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to prove anything right now. You get to work in peace. There is something powerful about growing without noise, about becoming stronger without announcing it. Seeds grow underground first. Roots build strength before trees rise into the sky. Real transformation happens in silence. When nobody is watching, your real character forms. You build habits nobody claps for. You wake up early without posting it. You practice when nobody notices. You improve when nobody cares, and slowly confidence grows. Not because someone praised you, but because you know the work you've done. That confidence cannot be taken away. So maybe being underestimated is not an insult. Maybe it is protection. Protection from distraction. Protection from pressure. Protection from the need to impress. It gives you time, space, freedom. And freedom is where greatness is built. Instead of being angry when people overlook you, start smiling quietly. Because while they are looking somewhere else, you are building something they will never expect. And when the moment comes, when your results appear, when your strength becomes visible, when your success can no longer be ignored, it will feel different. Not because they finally noticed you, but because you already knew what you were becoming long before they did. And that quiet confidence will be your greatest victory. But here is the deeper truth most people never realize. Being underestimated does not happen by accident. It happens because people see you through their own limitations. They judge you based on surface details, your current position, your past failures, your quiet nature, your slow start. And once they create that image in their mind, they stop looking further. They believe they have already measured your potential. And that is where your real advantage begins. Human psychology works in a predictable way. People look for patterns. They want quick answers about who is strong, who is weak, who will succeed, and who will stay average. It saves them mental energy, so they label people quickly. If you are not loud, they think you lack confidence. If you are patient, they think you lack ambition. If you are calm, they think you lack fire. They mistake silence for weakness and humility for inability. But real strength is often quiet. Real ambition often moves slowly at first, and real confidence does not need to shout. Many people also underestimate others because it protects their own ego. If they admit your potential, they must question their own effort. It is easier to believe you cannot rise than to accept that someone beside them might work harder and go further. So they convince themselves that you are not a threat, not competition, not capable of much. And without realizing it, they hand you the perfect opportunity. Because when nobody sees you as competition, nobody blocks your path. The danger comes when you start believing their judgment, when their low expectations become your internal voice. When you start thinking, maybe they are right. That is where dreams quietly die, not because of failure, but because of self-doubt. And self-doubt grows when you try too hard to win approval. When you constantly seek validation, rejection hurts more. Criticism becomes heavier, and slowly you shrink yourself to fit their expectations. But something powerful happens when you stop trying to prove yourself. When you accept that people may misunderstand you. When you stop chasing approval and start chasing growth instead. Your focus shifts inward. Energy that was wasted on impressing others is now used to improve yourself. Skills grow, discipline strengthens. Confidence builds from action, not compliments. Understand this clearly. People are not underestimating your future. They are judging your present, and your present is temporary. You are a work in progress. Every day you learn something new. Every challenge makes you tougher. Every quiet effort moves you forward. The person they see today is not the person you are becoming tomorrow. So let them misjudge you. Let them think you are ordinary. Let them believe you will stay where you are. While they relax in their assumptions, you continue moving, quietly learning, quietly improving, quietly preparing. Because one day, when your progress becomes impossible to ignore, they will wonder when the change happened. And the truth will be simple. It was happening the entire time. They just were not paying attention. And this is where your real transformation begins. Because once you stop worrying about how others see you, you unlock something rare, the ability to grow without pressure. Silence becomes your training ground. No applause. No validation. Just effort repeated every single day. Most people only work hard when someone is watching. They need recognition to stay motivated. But real strength is built when nobody is looking. Think about how much energy people waste trying to look successful instead of becoming successful. Posting progress instead of making progress. Talking about plans instead of executing them. But when you are underestimated, nobody expects updates from you. Nobody checks your progress. Nobody pressures you to prove anything. And in that quiet space, you can experiment, fail, learn, and rebuild without fear of embarrassment. Failure feels lighter when it happens in private. You can fall, adjust, and try again without carrying the weight of public judgment. And every failure teaches something valuable. Every mistake sharpens awareness. Slowly, confidence forms not because you avoided mistakes, but because you survived them, because you learned how to recover, because you discovered that setbacks are temporary, but lessons last. Silence also builds discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when nobody praises you for it. Waking up early when no one knows. Practicing skills when nobody claps. Choosing improvement when comfort is easier. These small, invisible victories build an unshakable foundation. Over time, discipline turns effort into habit, and habit turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. There is another advantage to moving quietly. You begin focusing on mastery instead of comparison. When attention disappears, competition disappears too. You stop measuring your journey against someone else's timeline. You stop feeling behind. You stop rushing. And when the rush disappears, quality improves. You become patient with your growth, and patience is powerful. It allows skills to deepen, knowledge to expand, character to strengthen. In silence, your mind also becomes stronger. Without constant noise, you hear your real thoughts. You discover what truly matters to you, not what impresses others, but what fulfills you. Many people live chasing approval, but approval is temporary. Fulfillment lasts longer. When your goals come from within, motivation becomes stable. Obstacles become challenges instead of excuses, and slowly, something changes inside you. You no longer need recognition to feel valuable. Your progress becomes your proof. Your discipline becomes your confidence. You stop explaining your plans. You simply execute them. And execution creates results. Quiet, steady results that build momentum. So while others are busy talking about success, you are building it piece by piece. While others seek attention, you build ability. And ability speaks louder than any announcement ever could. One day, when opportunities appear and challenges arrive, you will be ready. Not because luck found you, but because preparation met the right moment. And the most powerful part is this: nobody saw it coming. Because while they were distracted, you were preparing, in silence, in discipline, in growth that needed no audience. And as your strength grows in silence, something else begins to change. The doubt that once hurt you starts becoming fuel. Every time someone overlooks you, it stings a little less and motivates a little more. Every time someone assumes you cannot do something, a quiet fire lights inside you. Not a fire of anger, but a fire of determination. Because now you understand something important. Their doubt is not your limit. It is your opportunity. Most people react to being underestimated with frustration. They argue. They try to prove others wrong immediately. They speak louder. They show off. But this reaction wastes energy. Arguments rarely change opinions. Words rarely convince people. Results do. And results take time. So instead of fighting for recognition, you channel that emotion into improvement. Every dismissive comment becomes a reminder to work harder. Every ignored effort becomes motivation to sharpen your skills. This shift in mindset is powerful. Instead of chasing revenge, you chase growth. Instead of trying to embarrass others, you build yourself. Because revenge is temporary satisfaction, but self-mastery is permanent power. When your focus moves away from others and returns to your own progress, your energy becomes unstoppable. Think about how much stronger you become when criticism no longer stops you, when rejection no longer breaks your confidence, when doubt no longer slows your movement. At that point, nothing outside controls your direction. You move forward because you choose to, not because someone supports you. And independence like that creates resilience. You stop needing approval to continue. Progress becomes personal. There will still be moments when discouragement appears, days when effort feels invisible, times when improvement feels slow. But those moments become training for mental strength. Instead of quitting, you learn patience. Instead of complaining, you adjust strategy. Instead of blaming circumstances, you take responsibility. And responsibility gives power. Because what you control, you can improve. Over time, people who once doubted you unknowingly become part of your motivation story. Their low expectations become stepping stones. Not because you hate them, but because their disbelief pushed you to build deeper confidence. And when confidence is built through struggle, it becomes stable. It does not collapse under pressure. It does not disappear during difficulty. Winning silently also changes your character. You become calmer, less reactive, less desperate for attention. You realize success is not about proving others wrong. It is about proving yourself capable. And once you understand that, your journey becomes peaceful. You compete only with yesterday's version of yourself. Improvement becomes your only focus. And slowly, something remarkable happens. Opportunities start appearing, not because people suddenly support you, but because your preparation makes you ready when chances arrive. Skills attract opportunities. Discipline attracts results. Consistent effort attracts growth. At that point, your success speaks without noise, no arguments, no announcements, just undeniable progress. And the people who once ignored you begin to notice something different. Not because you demanded attention, but because excellence naturally draws it. And by then, you no longer need their validation, because you already know who you have become. And then, one day, the shift happens, quietly, naturally, without warning. The same people who once overlooked you begin to see something different. The results they never expected start appearing. The discipline they never noticed becomes visible through your achievements. And suddenly, the person they underestimated is no longer invisible. But here is the most important part. By the time recognition arrives, it no longer matters to you. Because your journey was never truly about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself right. Every early morning, every silent effort, every moment of doubt you overcame built something stronger than success. It built self-respect, and self-respect changes everything. When you respect yourself, you no longer chase approval. You no longer need applause to feel proud. You know how much work it took to reach this point. You remember the days nobody believed in you, the days progress felt slow, the nights you questioned yourself but continued anyway. Those memories become your real reward. Success feels different when you earned it quietly. And the beauty of rising unexpectedly is that it teaches you humility. You remember what it felt like to be ignored. You remember being doubted. So instead of becoming arrogant, you become grounded. You understand that everyone is fighting battles nobody sees. You learn not to judge others too quickly, because you once stood in that same invisible place. The unexpected rise also gives you freedom. Freedom from fear of judgment. Freedom from the need to impress. Freedom to keep growing, because success is not a final destination. It is a continuous journey of becoming better than you were yesterday. And once you experience growth built in silence, you never return to chasing attention again. Some people, when success arrives, become loud. They want everyone to know they made it. But those who grew quietly understand something deeper. Real power does not need to announce itself. Results speak naturally. Confidence stays calm, strength stays steady, and progress continues without noise. And when people finally ask how you changed so much, how you improved so quietly, how you achieved what they never expected, the answer is simple. You used the space they gave you. While they underestimated you, you worked. While they looked elsewhere, you focused. While they doubted, you prepared. The transformation did not happen overnight. It happened every day they were not paying attention. So learn to love being underestimated. It gives you room to grow without pressure. It protects your focus. It allows mistakes without humiliation. It gives you time to build real ability. And when your moment comes, when your effort becomes visible, when your success finally shows, it will not feel like luck. It will feel earned. And the greatest victory will not be that others see your worth. The greatest victory will be that you always knew it was there.